What's going on? Today we're gonna dedicate a practice specifically to our legs. And in life, when we are people who are active and exercise, we constantly hammer our legs. Squats, deadlifts, hiking, running, cycling, walking. It's very rare that we counterbalance all of that activity and some of those aggressive activities with stretching and active recovery in a therapeutic environment where it's not aggressive. It's the opposite of that. So this is a difficult thing to do for a lot of guys. So what I'm here to do today is make it accessible in such a way that we're gonna get into these poses, we're gonna hold them for a long period of time. However, they're not gonna be complex poses and they're not gonna require extreme flexibility in order to get into them. I'll offer up modifications along the way, and I hope you enjoy. Come to the back of your mat. Feet are about hip width distance. Let your arms dangle, close your eyes for a second. As you breathe out to the count of 5. Breathe into the count of 5. Hold it for 5. And then breathe out again. Repeat that a couple of times. Okay, one last time on your way out. When you breathe in, raise your arms above your head. And breathe out and fold over, hinging at your waist. Let your arms go toward the floor. And relax your head, relax your neck. Let the weight of your body pull you down, keeping your legs straight. You can grab opposite elbows here and just let the weight of your body continue to pull you straight down. And rock kind of side to side. Take your hands maybe toward the floor, and you can bend one knee and straighten one leg, sink into it, switch sides. Now I'm coming into this having come off of a week where I ran 21 miles. I hiked 10 or so. I did probably 1,500 air squats. And so my legs are really wound up, really tight, really tired. Okay, we're gonna undo that mess so that we can recover and perform better next time. So with your arms still dangling in front of you, hands clasped, roll back up to stand. Arms straight overhead, with your fingers pointed. Let your feet come to touch. Just kind of go side to side. And get your biceps close to your ears. And then let's just lean into the left side and get a nice deep stretch on that side body. Start to address the sore back, the inevitable sore back. Take it to the other side, lean into that stretch. Now, the next time we come over to the other side, let's go over. The right arm stays high, the left arm comes down to your side. And then you can pull this arm up and over a little bit. As you pull this one down, you feel a deep stretch in your side body. Take that arm back up, take your hands to meet, switch sides. Let your left arm stay in the sky, let your right arm come down. Sink into a little bit more. Okay, bring both arms back up to meet. And then we'll fold back over. With your hands getting wherever they fall, whether it's on the mat in front of you, if you're flexible enough, it could be your shins, it could even be as high as your thighs, that's fine. What I want you to do is start to make your way down so that your hands can go on the floor as you walk yourself out into a high plank. And we're only gonna hold this for 5, 4, as you make your way down, 3, 2, 1. Okay, take our left arm out to the side, straight out. Your palm facing the ceiling. Use your right arm and push your body over. You might get a crack out here. I usually do, it feels super good. Now this is stretching the shoulder as well as the upper chest. In addition to that, continuing to twist and stretch your back, your spine, as we start to make our way down. We'll hold it. And then slowly bring your leg back over. Left arm comes in, right arm goes out. As we switch sides, you're pushing over. Your arm is straight out. Your palm is toward the ceiling. Your leg lifts, comes over. If it falls and hits the ground, great. If it has to stay up in the air, it's also fine. You should feel this in your shoulder, chest, back. Make sure you keep breathing through this. Again, today's class isn't about aggression, it's the opposite of that. Active recovery. Just moving those muscles. On a day that you want to take off, do this. Okay, bring it back over. With your hands directly under your shoulders, take your knees just about as wide as the mat and push yourself back into child's pose. Your butt is going toward your feet. Your arms are out in front of you. Okay. Bring yourself up to your hands and knees. And from here, we're gonna go right into down dog. So you're gonna lift right where you are. Lift those knees off the ground. Plant your hands into the ground. Spread your fingers out. And then start to bicycle your feet. Back and forth. Back and forth. Until finally you make your way into stillness and then really push back into your heels so that your heels are going toward the floor. Okay, release that by coming forward into high plank. So if you're in the perfect down dog, you shouldn't have to move your feet or your hands to get into a plank. That's how you know. Bring it back to down dog. And really push into it. Start to really activate the back of your legs. Bicycle your feet if you want. Okay. Rock back forward. Chaturanga down. Lower yourself. Take your feet out flat. And push yourself up into upward facing dog. And then bring yourself back into down dog. And then walk your feet toward your hands, taking your feet as wide as the mat. We're gonna go right into Malasana, or Yogi Squat. Okay, this is a resting pose, but if you're sore like I am, if you've done squats, this is a deep, deep stretch. We want to be able to hang out here for a long time in life. From here, we want to be able to stand up with no problem in life, right? So let's hang out down here and actively take your elbows and push them out on your knees. So you're stretching. If you have sore legs from squats, running, deadlifts, this is gonna feel really good. You know, it may appear as pain, but I always say that pain is when you drop a 10-pound plate on your toe. This is just discomfort that you have to work through so that you can be more comfortable. Okay? So from here, take your hands out in front of you. And let's rise to stand. Maybe some creaks and cracks come out. Okay. Take your feet together. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Let's take your feet out wide one more time. Take your hands out in front of you. Sink back down into Malasana. We'll just hold it for a few seconds, like 10 seconds. Push on those knees and legs. Open up. Open up. Okay, and then just rock forward just a little bit. Plant your hands on the ground. Your knees are directly below your hips. All I want you to do is take your left leg, however you can, however you have to move your hands, your legs, whatever. You're getting it in front of you. So whether that's a multi-step process or you can just kind of kick your foot out in front of you, ultimately we want to be here. Now, you want to be mindful that your right knee is padded well. I'm on a gym floor plus a yoga mat, so my knee's fine. But if you need to put a towel or a sweatshirt down, or you can fold your mat over and put your knee on top of that, that's helpful too. We want our leg out in front of us, heel down. The more you point your toe back toward your face, the more intense the stretch is gonna get. So all I want you to do is with your left arm, lock your leg, grab as far as you can, whether that's here, here, or all the way down, and lean into that. Pull your foot toward your face, or if you're way up here, you're just keeping straight back and you're leaning forward into it, whatever your preference. Ultimately, we can all feel it. It stretches this out intensely. So let's hold that for 10 seconds. Really let it go. We get into places that most people don't get into on a regular basis anyway. Okay, we'll release that. And rock forward on your knee to get your foot back behind you. We're gonna switch sides. Remember, it doesn't matter if you can do it in one swoop or not, if you have to do 10 steps, just get that foot in front of you. When you get that foot in front of you, you may be up here and unbalanced. Just gain your composure, get your balance, get that leg straight, and then make your way down. The more you point your toes toward your face, the more intense it's gonna feel in here. I like to reach way over and lean into it. Hold this for 10. Okay, release that. And bring it back down so that we're in hands and knees. Lay right down onto your stomach. Take your hands out in front of you as far as they can go. Like you're reaching for something. And do the same thing with your feet. Stretch that body out. And then on the count of 3, you're gonna lift your hands, arms, feet, and legs off the ground. 1, 2, 3. Look up toward the ceiling. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. It's the counterbalance. It's the opposite of what we do regularly. We're hunched over on our computers, driving, on our phones. We have to do the opposite of that. Counterbalance it. Ready? Lift your hands, feet, arms and legs. 1, 2, 3. Look up to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Rest your head on your hands in front of you. Bend your legs at your knees. And then just start to kind of windshield wiper your feet back and forth, side to side, so that your heel kind of comes to your bent knee. Repeat this a few times. Okay, take your hands under your shoulders, your feet come straight down. Let's push up into a plank, back into down dog. Noticing the difference between this down dog and your first one. Hands are planted. Let's continually work to push our heels toward the floor, noting that your heels may never touch the floor. Okay, rock back forward. Take your knees down. Make your way to a seated position with your legs out long in front of you. Okay, continuing to work down. Here, feet out in front of you. Your legs are touching. Toes pointing back toward your face. You're gonna hinge at your waist and reach for your feet. I like to do yogi toe lock around my toes and pull, okay? And if you can't do that, you're here, your back is straight, and you're just trying to lean into it. Again, going back down the whole back side of your leg, okay? You can grab your toes, you can grab the outsides of your feet. If you're super flexible, you might need something to extend your hands, but most guys I know are not needing that, okay? So let's grab our toes and pull with the power of your biceps. Keep pulling, trying to keep your back straight, and then eventually just fold into it. Hold it for 10. That come up. Take your left leg, bend it in, your heel toward your groin, your other heel toward your groin. The bottoms of your feet are now touching. In front of you, you're gonna clasp your hand under your feet, pull them in as close as they can come to your body. And then again, the power of your biceps, your arms, you're gonna pull down, keeping your back as straight as you can. And as you pull, you're pushing down also on your legs, getting deeper and deeper into the stretch. It's a continuous pull. Okay, then you can kind of curl over into it. Hold that for 10. Keep pulling. 9. 4. Okay. Come up from that. Legs back out in front of you just for a second. Okay, and then swing your legs back around. Make your way up to your knees. From your knees, come up to stand with your feet about twice as wide as your hips. Okay, you're bent at the waist. Stand straight up, legs are straight. Okay, you're gonna bend in to your right leg, keeping both feet aligned. Come back up, bend into your left leg. Get used to that feeling. Now this time, bend into your right leg. Maybe scooch, that's a word, scooch your foot down, elbow to your knee. This hand can support you here, can be here, can be here, but ultimately the goal is deep stretch on the inside of your leg. And over time, keep scooching that foot out, making it deeper and deeper. You might also get a crack out in here, it's weird. Then lift your heel off the mat. Continuously scooch. Be very mindful not to jump into this quickly. Okay, and then I like to get really deep into it. And it'll be all the way up in your groin area that you'll feel something deep. And sink into it. A little bit more at a time, a little bit more. We'll hold that. Okay, then scooch that foot back. Put that other foot down. And we're gonna get ready to switch sides. So, come back up to stand. Bend into your other leg. Support yourself how you want to. Take that heel, plant it into the ground, lift your foot, and scooch the other foot over so you can get deeper and deeper. And that should feel very, very intense. And hold it for 10 seconds. This is not a workout. This is recovery. Okay. Put that foot down. Keep your feet kind of where they are. Maybe scooch them in just a little bit. Take both your hands directly in front of you. If they fall to the mat, great. If you're still above the mat, that's also fine. Come up to stand. Keep your feet right where they are. Breathe in and out. Take your arms straight out to the sides. Bend over at your waist. And from here, if you can grab the outsides of your feet, you can start to use your biceps to pull you down. If you can't get your feet, come onto your calves, ankles. You're using the force of your biceps again, your upper body, to pull yourself down. You're getting a deep stretch along your whole backside of your body. Okay, I personally prefer to go under my feet because I can get a good grip, and then I pull my head toward the mat. You're gonna rock forward on your toes a little bit, so you're leaning forward a little bit, not backwards. And then you keep pulling continuously. And then you can kind of just let it go, and you can sink into it a little bit deeper. We'll hold that. Well, I've been running half marathons once a month. My training runs are 7 miles, hiking, sprinting up hills, air squats, barbell squats. I haven't gotten injured in 15 years. And I've made continual progress. The only injury I sustained was plantar fasciitis, and that's from hammering sneakers for too long, unknowingly. So I truly, genuinely believe that this is the reason why. Because I've been a consistent practitioner of yoga for a very long time. let's release that. Enough with the small talk, bro. Come back up the stand, and then just get your legs to meet. We're back at the top of the mat. Okay, should feel really good. Right here where we are, with your hands above your head, clasp your fingers. Actually, I'll start on the left side so you can see it better. Take your left foot out in front of you. Okay, legs straight. Now, your right foot is about 3 feet behind you. Your heels are in line. So this heel and that heel should be in the same line. This foot is at about a 45-degree angle. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna hinge at the waist. You keep that left leg straight and bend over. Your body is facing the same direction as your feet. And we're gonna lean into that. Oh yeah. Now, again, your hands may be up here, maybe down here, they may be all the way down here. Sink into that. Make any necessary adjustments. But all in all, again, we're cruising on down the back of the leg here. Deeper and deeper. Okay, for like 5 more seconds. Okay, we'll bring that up slowly. Clasp your fingers. Take your feet up to meet. Now take your left foot back. Your body is forward, okay? Arms overhead, and then hinge at your waist. Keep that right leg straight. Reach for the floor. Starts all the way at your thigh, all the way down. Okay, make any necessary last minute adjustments. And then after you have a straight back and you've fallen into it for a little bit, really bend over into it. Make sure you keep that leg straight and boom. Make sure you keep breathing the whole time. Okay, come back up the stand. This time, take your feet to meet. Arms overhead and your arms down by your side. I'm gonna take you into like a traditional yoga pose, just something that I have been doing since I discovered I have plantar fasciitis years ago, and I haven't had it since, but this is one of the exercises that I did on a regular basis to eliminate that from my life. And what I do is I take my arms like this, okay? And I put them against the wall. I take my feet back. Take my right foot back. My left foot is about 4 inches from the wall. And I just start leaning into that stretch. Now you can lift your foot off the ground and get a different stretch. But if you think about the bottom of your feet, you think about each toe and the muscles that are connected to it, it's like guitar strings. And those strings go from your toes to your heel and wrap around and attach into this area of the calf. All of it's connected. What happens is over time, that all gets kinked up. People don't stretch it out. All right, so to switch legs, what I do is I just take this foot right back to match this foot. Bring the other foot up about 3 inches, 4 inches from the wall. Lean into it again. Again, you can lift your heel, activate something a little different, but you really want to sink into this one. I do this all the time too. Not all the time, like in constantly, I just do it most mornings. Okay, switch feet. This time, I take the foot that I started with, I bring it back maybe 3 inches further, and and then sink into it one more time. Okay, switch sides. All right. Okay, come out of that. Make your way back to your mat. As we're getting ready to wind this down, I want you to get to your back for a moment. Okay, take your feet out long. Circular motion, obsessed with shoulder mobility. Take your arms overhead. And again, your arms may be up here, and this is your circle, right? The goal is over time to get it to come down. So I take, from my sides, I draw a circle on the ground. And then I bring it back over. Lift your knees up. Now, take your left arm out to the side, directly straight out. Take your right arm, your knees are touching, okay? Touch your knees together right now, or as close as they can, depending on how much meat you got in here. Right hand to the outside of your left knees, and then pull your knees toward the floor. And you'll feel a deep stretch. You might get a crack out here too. I generally always do. Honestly, when I do this every single time, it's So you're continuously pulling toward the floor with this hand. As you look over your left hand, look directly over your left hand. Behold that. You should keep breathing through it. Now slowly come out of it, release your hand, take your knees back up to center. Both arms are out to a T. Center yourself first. Get your knees touching. This time you take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And as you drop your legs over to the left, you look over your right hand. And again, it goes, Okay. 2 more poses left. Bring your knees back up to center. All I want you to do is just take your arms over your knees and just pull them toward your chest and just kind of rock back and forth. Okay, and you should be able to massage your lower back as you rock back and forth. Now, if it's accessible to you from here, let's try. It's called Happy Baby, okay? Not a very desirable place for a lot of guys to be. I get it. It's awkward, it's weird, whatever. But therapeutic, and it loosens you up and it stretches you out. It elongates you, okay? So if you can do this and you can stay here, then great. Just stay here. If you can grab your arms over your knees and pull down, also great. But what I like to do is I take my knees toward my armpits. My hand goes through my leg, but over my shin and grabs the outside of my foot. And then I do the same thing on the other side. And I'll turn this way so you can see both. Okay, it's going over the shin, over the shin. And a lot of guys will be kind of kinked up like this. They'll be up here. What you need to do is let your head fall and try in your mind to just say, okay, I'm pushing my lower back to the ground. That's all you're doing. push your lower back to the ground. And then while I'm here, I'm pushing my lower back to the ground. Again, I'm using the power of my upper body to pull my knees toward the floor. And then from here, you can kind of rock back and forth on those big muscles back there. And I like to do this on a hard floor, no padding. It can feel very massage-like. And then if you think about it like this, if someone's like pushing on your back or giving you a massage, they're pushing hard, right? So you pull down hard and you can kind of do that yourself. And then you can kind of rock on that muscle. If you're leaning to the side a little bit, you can feel it as you rock up and kind of massage it out. It should feel really good. Then you can cross over and do the other side. And if you have sore muscles from like deadlifts, squats, like this is gonna feel insanely good. Okay, just hold that for a few more as you rock back and forth. Get all the kinks out. You can do a circular pattern like this, go back and forth. Okay, again, I like to do this on a hard surface, but again, the goal is flat. Neck flat, head flat, back flat, and pull. Okay? Release it, take your legs up directly over, and take your arms out to a T. Just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your legs come all the way down slow. Okay, one last pose for us, right? We're gonna do frog, the ender. Okay, so just get yourself back up to a seated position. Turn over, and then on your mat, on the floor, on any soft surface. If you only have a mat, what I like to do is I like to fold my mat over like twice. Come to the top like this. Take my knee to the top of the folded part, flattened ankle and foot down. Same thing on this side, making sure that your foot's flat, not like this. Flat, ankle flat on the ground. From here, coming down to our elbows. Some people may have to stay up here. Some people can go all the way down. I'm right here in the middle. And then from my elbows, with my legs in this position, what I do is push backwards. Slow, subtle move. It's not aggressive, slow down. But you'll feel it. You'll feel it in here and here. This pose can make people very angry. And it's understood. It's a strange feeling, and it's something that we just don't normally do, if ever in your life. So I like to sit here for 30 seconds to a minute. Remember, the goal is to continuously push toward the wall, continuously push backwards. So let's hold this for like 15 seconds. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. And as you continuously push back, you feel that sensation just intensifies. It's a lot. Okay. Now, to get out of this pose, you don't want to just stand up. You want to let it undo. So just rock forward a little bit. A little bit more. And then I like to make my way all the way down to my stomach to get out of it. And then take my legs out long. Okay, and with my elbows on the ground, my hands clasped, I come back up onto my knees. And then I just kind of lean back and into it. Like that. And then the same thing on the other side. And one more time. And then Make your way to your back and roll your mat. And take however much time you need, if you need any time at all. In Savasana, or you should just reflect on what you just did. Let that sink in. Palms to the sky. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Stay here as long as you need. Hope you enjoyed that. You can do this any day, but days after really difficult leg workouts, this is just awesome. So